Hello, Karen Zarelli here, digital literacy teacher at Governor Wolf and Freemansburg Elementary Schools. And 3 things that I really enjoyed about teaching online this year. First, I really enjoyed doing my read alouds using Screencastify. I felt like it was easier for me to use different voices and to kind of really elaborate on the book and make the book super fun and exciting. And I loved being able to just have that recording, have that read aloud saved in my Google Drive, and I could upload it for different classes and use it for different purposes. So that was great. I also loved being a mystery reader this year for Mrs. Allen's class at Marr, and I was on Zoom, so I was able to Zoom with her class and be a mystery reader and do a read aloud with them. And prior to COVID, I would not have been able to be a mystery reader for a class at a different school than the school that I'm teaching in. So that was super fun. I really enjoyed that. And I also really enjoyed showing my students this year my virtual makerspace that I put together with Google Slides. And the kids absolutely loved having that virtual makerspace for them to use when they would be done doing my assignment for the week, and they'd have a little bit of time at the end of the class. They really enjoyed the different websites, the different apps that I showed them. And I have that saved. I can use that again next year. I can add to it. I can change it. So that was great. That was a lot of fun this year. Thank you. Bye.
Hi, my name is Ryan Williams. I teach 3rd grade at Hanover Elementary School, and during the pandemic of this past year, I learned a lot using Google Classroom, especially what works and what doesn't work. And I also learned the importance of reaching out to as many colleagues as you have to in order to figure this all out and get some help on how to utilize all the technology that we had to use this past year while we were hybrid and now in school. So one thing I'd like to share that I did this year that I thought was very effective, and it taught me the use of technology even more, was incorporating at-home projects for my kids to do that revolved around social studies and science. And the kids were allowed, I assigned the projects, and I did 8 projects this year, 1 per month, such things as an animal report, a dinosaur report, a state report. Kids had to create an invention at home using anything that was within their homes. And the end of the year project was a choice project. They got to do what they wanted. They also created a travel brochure. So just these are some of the things that I did that I could grade them on in social studies and science. And the kids really were more engaged at home during these times of making these projects. And it incorporated research, the use of Flipgrid, WeVideo, and Google Slides. And I will definitely be using that again next year. Thank you for listening to me. Have a great summer. We all deserve a break. See you later.
Hello, I am Tori Depaolo from East Hills Middle School. I teach 7th grade ELA, and I was going to share the 3 things that I really liked about using technology this year with our hybrid and e-classroom kiddos. So one thing I really liked is pretty simple, but the collaborative nature of Google Docs and Google Slides. I thought it was a nice way for students to start projects in school on a day that they're here, continue them at home, maybe with a partner or a small group. And not really lose that work or lose a day of that project. The second thing I really liked is Flipgrid. I noticed it was kind of funny that students were not super willing to videotape themselves this year. They got really camera shy. I think that might have been sparked from Zoom, cameras on, cameras off, and maybe just being at home all the time. So I'm hoping that next year when we're in the building 5 days a week, that problem will be alleviated and students can feel more confident talking about something. And then the third thing I really appreciated was Play Pause It. I thought it was a great way to have students watch videos or interact with content and keep them engaged instead of just sending them a 10-minute screencast and be like, okay, good luck, watch it all, and then you'll understand your assignment. So those are the three things I found most useful, and I plan to keep using all three next year.
Christine Marr, East Hills Middle School, 7th grade, ELL, Language Arts. Well, my favorite activities. One, I had the kids use Google Slides to do a persuasive essay, but instead of an essay, it was a type of presentation of their favorite musical group, and they had to present evidence why they thought this group was so great and try to convince their friends it was the best group. I also liked creating a vision board using the Cami docs. The kids really liked it. I was able to make a sample one, put videos explaining what a vision board was and examples right in the Cami doc. And it seemed to be pretty easy for the kids to do. And then they put it in present mode and presented it. So I thought that was pretty cool. I took Study Sync stories and made them into PDFs and Cami docs. So I was able to add some videos or vocabulary, pictures. I even inserted questions for them to respond to. Sometimes they wrote, sometimes they responded orally. So I think the Cami doc was really cool for Study Sync. And then I really didn't have to go into Study Sync and grade. I could grade right from Cami. That went right into Schoology. And I would like to grow in technology. I still have to get better at post it, however you say it. It just seems a little timely to work on, so that's why I didn't use it as much. I love being able to talk to kids on GoGuardian. I think it would be great because if kids are in different classes, I'll be able to call them up and talk to them.
The one thing I'm anxious to use next year that I learned teaching remotely is the use of discussion boards in creative writing. The discussion boards are for the second half of the course where the students have a quote of the day, a book talk, and 2 prompts that they come up with, and they also create weekly writing assignments for each other. And all of these are available now online on the discussion boards, which was never the case before. And it makes it much easier to see what's going on. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Adrian Wenzel. I teach math at Liberty High School, and I'm going to talk to you about 2 ways I want to grow using technology next year. First, I'm interested in using things like Google Keep to make individual checklists for my students to keep track of what assignments they need to do. And secondly, after all of that hard work of making all the lessons and assignments virtual this year, I think it would be great if there'd be some way to integrate all of that Schoology, which is set up, with the paper and pencil assignments that I kind of prefer face-to-face.
On behalf of the flight crew, thank you for flying with us and have a pleasant day.